Namaskaram. Okay, we'll start. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrtavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manasandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mrtaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanam Danaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mrtam Mahad Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadronatata Jayadratha Jalagam Dharanilopala Shalyagrahavathi Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwattamapi Karnaghora Magara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartagah Keshavaha Parasharyavachas Sarojam Amalam Gidartha Gandhotkadam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Dharikadha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pebiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pangajam Kalimala Pradvamsina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunanti Divyaistavaihi Vedais Sangapadakramopanishadeir Gayanti Yam Samagaha ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्दं न विदुसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. Om. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are in the 15th chapter, Purushothama Yogam. The audio is clear, Sri Krishna? Audio is okay? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah. Okay. So we did up to verse number 6th in Purushottama Yogam. The 6th verse is a beautiful slokam which is direct, it is taken from Kadhopanishad. 6th verse we will just refresh and then we will proceed. Na tadbhasayate suryo na shashango na pavakaha yadgatva na nivartande tadhama paramam mama. Tad, that imperishable padam, that state there, na suryaha bhasayate na shashangaha na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante. There is no returning to samsara, na nivartante. Once you reach there, Brahma Prapti, then there is no returning to samsaram. Tat, that, mama paramam dhamam. That is my supreme, pure, my swarupam. That is what Bhagavan said. See, the sun, moon, etc., fire, they illuminate everything in this universe. We see all the objects of this world through the light of sunlight or moonlight or the fire, etc. Right? But these cannot eliminate that. Okay? These cannot eliminate that. It is like you cannot see you can see everything using a torch. When you use a torch, you can see everything around. But to see the battery, you cannot see. You can't see the battery because the moment you remove the battery, the light is gone. Similarly, all of them, they illuminate everything because of the presence of Chaitanyam, because of the presence of consciousness. It is the presence of consciousness which make everything shining. That is what Kadhopanishad says. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandratarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhadi. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhadi. Because of the presence of consciousness in you, in me, and in everything, including the sun and all the celestials in this universe, is expressing itself or manifesting itself as what it is because of the presence of consciousness. Actually speaking, it is the consciousness itself that is appearing as many. Okay? It is the same consciousness which is appearing as many. See, the pot is clay. Okay? The pot is clay. The world that is appearing in front of you is Brahman, is Bhagavat Swarupam it is. See, there is no snake and rope. Okay? There is only rope which appears as snake. One second. Yeah. There is no two things. There are no two, snake and rope. Okay? The rope appears as snake. The clay appears as pot. Gold appears as necklace. Brahman appears as this universe. Okay? That is how it is. So, whatever you see, smell, taste, or through the 5 sense organs, whatever you see. Here, that is what it says, the sun. Sun cannot eliminate that. Because the sun, when the sun is eliminating everything, it is the presence of consciousness which makes everything is visible. Okay? So, like that, the consciousness is the fundamental thing. Consciousness is the fundamental, Atma is fundamental, that never born, never dies, and that is, you are that. Tattvamasi, you are that. And Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. So, from there, we will go to the 7th verse. Okay? Mamaivamsho, 7th slokam. Mamaivamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Jivaloke, in this world, okay, in this world, this Jantu Lokam, in this world of beings, where we all are there, Jivaloke, Jiva Bhutaha, the embodied one, Mama Eva Sanatanaha Amshaha. It is an eternal fragment of mind. Mama Amshaha. It is my own part, it is. Mama Amshaha. Mama Eva Sanatanaha Amshaha. Karshati means it draws to itself, or it takes along with whatever or wherever it goes. We will explain this clearly. And what is that which takes along with that everything, what all things they take? Prakritisthani manaha shasthani indriyani. The 6 indriyas, that is 5 indriyas plus the mind. They, which also is prakriti, prakritisthani. Okay, this takes along with that. What does that mean? See, what is Jivan? You should know what is Jivan. In 7th chapter, there are 2 verses which we explained in detail. 7th chapter. Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Okay, it is a good time to refresh. You can go and later you can refresh these 2 slokas. We will just touch upon that. 7th chapter, 4th slokam. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara idiyam me bhinna prakritirashtadha. Bhumi apaha. It's 5 mahabhutas, right? 5 panchabhutas, big elements. Bhumihi, apaha, analaha, that earth, water, fire, air, and akasha. Okay, then mind, mano, buddhi, intelligence, ahankaram, buddhi, ahankaram, evacha. Mano, buddhi, ahankaram. So these 8, they are the apara prakriti. Means they are the jada vastu. They are the jada vastu. Then after that, next verse says, apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho ya edam dharyate jagat anyam jitahatu. Other than these 8, okay, then other than these, there is a called para prakriti. Para prakriti is that jivan. Okay, that jivan. So the same thing is explained differently. Same thing only explained in a different way. Mamaivamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. In pure consciousness, okay, there is no samsara bandham. There is no jagat. This pure consciousness, then, but when this prakriti or the maya or the shakti of this bodham, shakti of this consciousness, it creates or it produces this mind and 5 sense organs. These 6 are called andhakaranam. The andhakaranam means what? This mind and the sense organs. Here, this sense organs means it is not the gross indriyas. Okay, it is not the ear that you see here, this ear or the eyes, etc. These are they are called golakas, golakam. They are the sthulam. Whereas the indriyas are the power, indriyas are the sukshma. Okay, it is the sukshma. See, even a dead body has got all this. The dead body has got a ear, eyes, etc. But it cannot see or it cannot hear anything. The body cannot hear anything. That means the indriyas are not what you are able to see with your eyes. right? This golakas, they are not the gross. The indriyas are sukshma. They are the indriyas. Here we are mentioning that. So this 5 sense organs and the mind, these together is the sukshma shariram. Of course, karmendriyas also there. So the karmendriyas, the panchapranas, karmendriyas, this sense organs, jnanendriyas, and the mind all together is the sukshma shariram. It is the sukshma shariram. So here the karmendriyas are omitted, only the jnanendriyas are taken here, that's all. Because this is the sukshma shariram, this subtle body, in the antahkaranam, the consciousness reflects in the antahkaranam. That reflected consciousness, okay, that is the jivan. That is the jivan. So, what is jivan? Jivan is consciousness plus this maya produced or maya created sukshma shariram. This is the jivan. This jivan is the one which travels. This is the one which travels from, it leaves this body and creates another body, or it entering into another body and all that, what we are discussing. This sukshma shariram or the jivan plus this sukshma shariram is mamaiva amshaha. That is my own amsham only. See, how to understand this is very simple, very simple. It is easy, it can be easily understood by everyone. Very easy to understand. You take a pot, okay? You move the pot here, like this, you move the pot. When you move the pot, there is a space which is there inside this pot, right? When you are moving the pot, actually, is the space is moving? No. The space cannot move. The space cannot move. But it appears like, okay, you take a pot and then you seal it. You seal it, you cover it, completely you cover it and seal it. Now you move the pot. Now you think, is the space is moving? No. But it appears as if when the pot is moving from one place to another, the space is all moving. Space cannot move. You can say the air that is contained inside is moving from one place to another. But space cannot move. But it appears like the space is moving. Similarly, the space, see, what is that? The space is one only. The space is akhandam. The space is unsplit. It is not cut. It cannot be cut by the profile of this pot. It cannot be cut. But it appears as if there is a ghatakasha, mathakasha, etc. The space contained by a house, or the space contained inside a pot. It appears like it will move. It doesn't. So similarly, the space is one akhanda space. Similarly, the consciousness which is there everywhere, all pervading consciousness, appears to be contained in this body. It appears to be contained in this body. Okay? That consciousness which reflects in the andhakaranam, in the sukshma shariram, is the jiva. Jiva bhavam. So, the consciousness which identifies itself with the sukshma shariram and sthula shariram is the jivan. Okay, so originally this jivan is what? Originally jivan is that akhanda bodham. It is the universal consciousness. It is not, it cannot be split by the profile of this body or the sukshma shariram. It cannot. You have to connect this with the space. Okay, with the space we can understand the consciousness very clearly. The space is only one, and when the pot is moving from one place to another, or when the pot is even destroyed, right? The space never gets, it doesn't merge. The space inside the pot do not merge with the outer space when the pot is broken. Okay, it is ever merged only. Before and during the time the pot is there, the space is only one. Even when the pot is broken, the space is only one. Similarly, the consciousness is only one, but it appears to be contained in this body, and this consciousness, when it reflects on the Maya created Sukshma Shariram, it thinks that I am this body, I am this subtle body also, I am the Sukshma Shariram also. Okay, so this is the Jivan. This Jivan, now we will understand this sloka very clearly. Mamayvamshaha, that in this Jivaloke, Mama Sanatanaha Amshaha, Jiva Bhutaha, manifesting as this Jiva, embodied one, okay, which identifies itself as this body. In this Jivaloke, in this Jantulokam, Karshati, it draws to itself, or it takes along with it. It takes along with it. What all things it takes along with it? The Prakritisthani Manaha Shashthani Indriyani. The 6 things. 5 Indriyas and the mind. 6 Indriyas with the mind included. Okay? 5 Jnanendriyas plus this mind it takes. It carries along with it. Okay? This is what we call as Punarjanmam, etc. When this Thulam body, this gross body, when it finishes its shelf life, it drops, and the Sukshma Shariri, because there is a Sukshma Shariram there is a subtle body there. What it contains? It contains a mind which has got lot of vasanas, etc. Along with that, what through the Jnanendriyas, the Karmendriyas, everything together as a bijam, it all draws inside and it goes to create another body to fulfill its desires. To fulfill the desire. The Jivan, it creates a new body to fulfill whatever is there contained in it. Like how a bodybuilder who was very fragile, who was very weak, etc., how he builds up a muscled body in this waking state itself. Similarly, how he creates a new body to lift, we cannot lift even 10 kg, that same guy who lifts 100 kg by the desire inside that I want to become a bodybuilder, how he changed everything, right? Because of the desire. So Karmendriyas, through a lot of actions he did, and he created a new body. Similarly, take this as an example. Similarly, this Jivan, which drops this body, because this body is useless. It cannot fulfill its desires. It drops this body and creates a new body to fulfill its desires. So the Karmendriyas also have to go along with that. Then only the bijam should be there, the seed should be there to create that body. Right? It starts from the time it creates a new body and continues to fulfill its desires, and the next life we call it as it starts. The life starts like a dream. Even the dream also, see, if you take a dream, own dream, what is it? It is the Sukshma Shariram, it is the subtle body's expression. It is the mind's expression. Whatever vasanas are there inside the mind, we will see a dream. In the dream, if you see, the character may be A, B or C, whatever, but you will see that the vasanas will be same. Whatever is the tendencies that we have in our waking state, it will continue in our dreams also. A person who is agitated all the time or getting angry, etc., in waking state will be angry in the dream also. He cannot become a sadhu in a dream. It is not possible. So the vasanas which is there in the waking state, it will continue in a dream. Similarly, death, after death also. What death means, after this body falls, it continues its life and creates another body. In our dream also there is another body. There is a body in the dream also. Similarly, it continues as per the vasanas. This Jivan continues its travel. So along with that, the Jivan takes this Karshati. What? Prakritisthani manaha shasthani indriyani. Okay, now the verse is very clear. So that Jivan is what? Mamaiva amshaha. It is my own part only. The Jivan which reflects in the Andhakaranam is my own part. But originally what it is? Originally I am that universal consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi. But because of the ignorance, not knowing my true nature, I became a Jivan. And I have this subtle body, gross body, causal body, etc. And I continue my travel from body to body to body to body to body. So, what is the real cause of all this? What is the real cause? The real cause of all these problems is Trishna, desires. Desires are the basic fundamental issue. When there is a desire, then the life continues. If there are no desires, then the Sukshma Shariram is over. There is no Sukshma Shariram. The subtle body dies, is destroyed. Okay? So we have to understand this. The point is, we have to understand what is this Jivan very clearly. Once we understand this Jivan, there is no problem at all. You know that Jivo Brahmaiva Navaraha. This Jivan is Mamaiva Amshaha. So, Aham Brahmasmi is my true nature. But whereas the concept of this Jivan is in ignorance. So, there is a story which I read in one of the books. A sannyasini, okay, he was found, the sannyasini was found in deep state of samadhi, just in the banks of a river. Because the sannyasini left the ashram and she had gone to collect some water, and it was a full moon day. So she is very much she has read about Vedanta, she has been listening to Vedanta, etc., and always contemplating on this. So she had gone to the river to fetch some water, and in the pot she collected water, and inside she saw the moon reflection inside the pot. As soon as she saw, and immediately she looked up. The pot slipped from her hand, the pot fell and the pot broke, and she looked up at the moon and she sat there in samadhi. Straight away she understood all that, whatever she learned, understood, and she straight away went to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Because the moon, we have also heard, the moon is like Brahman, and the reflection in the pot is the Jiva, and the water is the mind. The water is the mind. So there can be hundreds and thousands of pots, and each pot will have clean water, some may be dirty, right? And when they reflect in this water, all the reflections, if the water is shaky, the reflection also will be shaky. If the water is clear, the reflection will be as pure as original. And when the water is very dirty, the reflection will be blurred. So she understood that. She clearly understood that Aham Brahmasmi, my true nature is Brahman only, God, and she sat there. So similarly, when we know the truth very clearly we understand what is this Jivan, what is this Jagat, and what is this Ishvara and Brahman. That clarity, when it comes, we will be able to clearly distinguish between Atma and Anatma, very clearly. We'll move to the next verse, 15.8. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramati ishvaraha गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्. Ishvaraha. Here Ishvaraha means this protector of this body. Okay, here the meaning is the protector of this body. Yat shariram avapnodi, acquires whichever body. Yat cha api utkramati, leaves whichever body, leaves etani, these 5 senses and the mind, grihitva samyadi, takes along with it, enters and leaves. Okay. How? Ashayat vayuhu gandhaniva. One second. I'll be back. Sorry, we'll continue. Shariram yad avapnodi yachapyutkramadishvaraha grihitvaidani samyati vayur gandhani vasayat. When the Sukshma Shariri, Jivan, okay, when the Sukshma Shariri, this Jivan, he acquires a new body, which acquires a new body, we call it as birth. So this new body will be as per the vasanas, as per the previous janma vasanas, right? As per the vasanas, it acquires a new body. We have heard about Sanchita Karma, and from Sanchita Karma, whichever is intense desires. Karma means what? All the vasanas, desires, etc., which is there inside our mind. So whichever is very intense, accordingly, that will take a new form. That will create a new form or new birth. You can consider it as a new. We call it as birth. When this Jivan leaves this Sthula Shariram, we call it as death. When this body, the gross body, falls, and this Jivan leaves, we call it as death. So this is what is birth and death. Actually speaking, no one dies, no one is born. No, there is no birth, there is no death. Because this Sukshma Sharir is ever alive. Right? Is there from Anadi, it is there. So this Jivan leaves the Sthula Shariram, we call it as death. When the Sukshma Shariram is destroyed, is moksham. That is moksham. That is liberation. When there is no subtle body at all, that means there are no vasanas, there are no desires, no trishna, nothing. That is moksham. That is called moksham. So until that time, okay, the Sthula Shariram is created, acquired, leaves, drops, etc. All this happen. During the time, this Jivan takes this 6 along with it, the mind and the sense organs, etc. Sense organs and karmendriyas also. Everything it carries along with it. From place to place it goes. From body to body, maybe a human body, maybe animal body, maybe a plant, maybe a planet, or maybe a krimi, or maybe grass, or it can be anything which beyond our imaginations also. It can be anything. It can take any form in the jiva in any of the worlds. Okay, all these worlds are mind created only. These worlds, anywhere it can go. Whatever be as per the Trishna, as per the desires, it will take a new form. It will take a new form in a new world. Okay, so but definitely it will carry these things, the mind and the sense organs. Okay, and this Jivan is, already we discussed, it is the Bodha Amsham, it is the Bhagavad Amsham only, this Jivan is Bhagavad Amsham. Okay, yeah. Then how is it happening? This is what we have to understand. There is a beautiful example given here. Vayur Gandhani Vasayad. How the Vayu, okay, as the wind carries the fragrance, as the wind carries the vasana, that is the right word, vasana, smell, or vasana, the fragrance, how the air or the Vayu carries the vasana from flowers, from its source, okay, that it carries from one place to another. It doesn't take the flower. The flower is there only. The flower doesn't go. Okay? Only the vasanas goes from place to place. Similarly, the vasanas, the unfulfilled desires of the mind will be carried forward along with the indriyas, jnanendriyas and karmendriyas, etc. It will go to another body. That example is given here. As the wind carries the fragrance from its source, so the embodied soul, the Jivan, assuming itself as the Lord of the body. That is what is Shariram yadavapnodi yachapyutkramadishvaraha grihitvaidani samyadi vayur gandhani vashayad. Okay, so it takes like the Lord of the body, it is assuming itself as the Lord of the body, take the senses along with the mind from the body which it leaves behind and migrate to the body which it acquires. So it leaves this body and acquires a new body. Like that, this continues. So Bhagavan Krishna is clarifying very clearly how the body or how the Jivan leaves from one body to another in these verses. Okay, and it is not so easy for a ajnani, a worldly person, to understand this concept. It is not so easy for them to understand because the Atma is not known to them. They don't know that there is Atma and there is Anatma. They think that the Anatma is Atma. This body is Atma. This gross body or the subtle body is Atma. That is what they think. They don't have the understanding of the consciousness or the or the Jivan, the reflected consciousness. They have no idea about this. So for them it is very difficult. So we'll go to the next verse. What Bhagavan says: Srotram chakshusparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhishtaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. I think we did not miss, no? No. Srotram chakshuhu sparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhishtaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. I am this Jivan. Srotram chakshuhu sparshanam rasanam granam evacha. Okay, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandham. That is what it is. Sparshanam. Srotram, hearing. Chakshuhu, seeing. Sparshanam, touch. Rasanam, taste. Granam, smell. Manahacha, mind also, along with the mind. Adhishtaya, depending on all these indriyas and the mind, vishayan, jada vishayaha, all the jada vishayas, all the objects of this world, upasevate, go after the materials of this world. So here, again, indriyas are to be taken as the sukshma only. Here, all the indriyas are to be taken as sukshmas, not the sthula indriyas. What it says? This jivan takes this 5 indriyas plus mind, depending on these indriyas, jivan depending on these indriyas, vishayanu upasevate. They run after or goes after the materials of this world. In waking state also, sorry, in the waking state also it is like that. And then when the body is incapable of handling it, then the sukshma shariram, the indriyas, see why we are saying sukshma indriyas is the subtle, because this thulam indriyas cannot enjoy anything. This thulam, that is gross indriyas, they are depending on the subtle indriyas, subtle ones. Okay, because they cannot do anything. They cannot perform, because the dead body is there, we have seen. Dead body cannot experience anything. For the dead body to experience, there has to be the presence of the sukshma indriyas. And behind the sukshma indriyas, there should be the jivan. Okay, so the indriyas are always to be taken as sukshma indriyas. And the trishna, the who has the desire? Not the outer indriyas, not the gross indriyas. Gross indriyas don't have any desire. The desires are always, the trishna is always internal, nothing external. So, as per the desires, first, the first mind tells, I want to have an ice cream. Right? The tongue doesn't say, I want an ice cream. The mind says, I want an ice cream. And then it activates the karmendriyas, etc. And then we start moving towards the ice cream parlor, and then and then through the sense organ, through the outer indriyas, we enjoy it, and the trishna is quenched. The desire is quenched. That is how we do it. So always the trishna is inside. It is there in the mind and the subtle indriyas. Correct? So it is not so difficult to understand this and drop it. Okay? It is not difficult. Once you understand the science behind this, it is very easy. It is not so difficult to easy. See, any food also if you take, what is there? Everything we are taking, oh, this is nice, that is nice. But once it crosses this tongue, everything is one only. Everything is one only. Whether you have spicy food or sweet food or whatever be the kind of food that we eat, as soon as it is gone inside, it is all the same. Okay. Once we understand this, it is not difficult to control, or it is not difficult to master over this. Okay, coming back to the subject, I am this jivan, it takes adhishtaya, they depending on these indriyas, they run or go after upasevate, they goes after the materials of this world to enjoy. So the trishna, the enjoyment is internal. That is the point here. It is internal. And these are only instruments. The external, they are only instruments to fulfill the desires of the inner desire. If the inner desires are dropped, then there is no problem. The external indriyas, let them have it. Let the tongue have ice cream or something else. There is no desire inside. So whether it is there, whether it is not there, doesn't matter. It is not going to affect us. Because there is no trishna, there is no desire inside, there is no craving. I am talking about not only eating, anything, any senses, any sense, through sense organs, the desire to experience anything is internal. That is the point. Okay, so if it is not there, even when all the external indriyas come in contact and then do whatever, Vishaya Vinivartante, there is another verse is there. I forgot. So then the external indriyas, let them come in contact with the objects. No problem. Nothing go inside. We no need to take it inside the mind. It need not cause a further desire. Okay, that is the point. So similarly, one second. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we'll continue. Where did we stop? 9th slokam, no? Yeah. Srotram chakshus sparshanam cha rasanam ghranameva cha adhishtaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. So here all the indriyas are that already we discussed, presiding over the ear, the eye, the touch, the taste and the smell, as also the mind. He experiences the objects of the senses. So it is the jiva, which is experiencing all through the 5 sense organs. It experiences a world as per the inner desires, as per the vasanas. It experiences, the jivan experiences. And we already discussed about the vasanas. Where do we accumulate these vasanas? We accumulate these vasanas in the waking state. So, during waking state, whatever the vasanas are there, it has to be taken out during waking state only. It is not possible to remove the vasanas or destroy the vasanas in our dream state or either in deep sleep. So, this has to be attended and removed during our waking state itself. And once this is completely off, when the Sukshma Shariram is completely destroyed, that is called moksham. See, it is not no mindness. It is not no mind. It is called, I think it is Swami Chinmayananda ji put, no mindhoodness. He said no mindhoodness. Okay, not no mind, no mindhoodness. So the ultimate cause of all this is desire. See, if you remember, 2nd chapter, I think 71st sloka. Vihaya kamanyas sarvan pumams charadi nisprihaha nirmamo nirahankaraha sashandim adhigacchati. Vihaya kaman yes sarvan. Sarvan kaman vihaya. All the desires are fulfilled. There is no more desire. There is nothing. Not even the desire to have a tea, as one Mahatma said. So when that is completely a person a jivan who is charati, okay, who is charati in this world, nirmamaha, there is nothing mind here. Nirahankaraha, not the doership. I am not doing anything and I don't possess anything. Such an individual, sashanti madhigacchati, that individual will be in perfect equanimity, perfect shanti, and that shanti sthiti is Brahman. That is Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha, 72nd verse. Okay, so that shanti is the ultimate goal of every jivan here. That is possible only by knowing that Aham Brahmasmi. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jivan is Brahman. I am not the reflected consciousness. I am the consciousness. I am the Akhanda Bodham, universal consciousness. This knowledge alone is Advaitam. Okay? There is no duality, there is no other, and that is, you are that, I am that, and everyone is that only. Everyone is that alone. Okay? That is the 9th sloka. 10th slokam. उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढाः नानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः. The deluded do not see him who departs, stays and enjoys, okay, who is joined together with the gunas, but they who possess the eye of wisdom, they see. Okay, this the 10th sloka will explain in our next class. I'm sorry we lost some time. No problem. Next week we will continue from 10th. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu.